Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in.
Mental gen?
To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. I just want to say I dread going into rooms because of this shit.
Wait, why?
Like, because whenever we go into a new room,
It describes
he's just
everything.
like,
Go ahead.
Everything.
Go ahead, Brad, read more.
It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with the distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms.
Yuko, are you here?
She said that the thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this.
Whoa, really?
What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction.
Oh,
Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail.
This is you, Tony.
Aww.
This is Yuko, Tony. For more feminine.
Aww.
There we go.
The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention.
Hi, Lily. How can I help you?
Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she is rubbing the back of her head.
hi.
Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound.
It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped. And when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me.
Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me.
She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter.
Yes, worse things have Yes, worse things have happened. Hehehe.
The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression. Then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly.
Ah, Lily, did you get my message?
Message. Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived.
Right. They finally came.
The fuck is she getting books?
I can't believe it took so long, but
Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does.
oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you there.
Notice me,
before.
senpai.
She's in college.
Did,
She's not.
did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry.
The way she can the way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling.
He's with
Bipolar?
me. Yuko, this is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian.
Pleased
Pleased to meet you.
Mm.
Fuck you, Tony.
Our names are the same color, okay?
They're slightly
they're not.
different. Go ahead.
Slightly different. Hisao. Right. Pleased to meet you, too, Hisao.
For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so we won't forget.
Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you
Oh.
like to tell Hisao a little something about the library?
Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror.
Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility.
You're the fucking librarian.
How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get, but her objection is so sincere I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are.
So cynical.
But
Those eyes. Wait, stop.
There,
The eyes tell all. Right
She
there.
looks so stoned.
there are a lot of books in Braille here. I
Bitch.
attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense.
Well, I think about a third or fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio.
Makes sense, given all the blind students that'd be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place?
Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why.
he's
not the only thing that's
endowed.
They spend more on books, on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. Salty are we? It's so troublesome, and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. Oh, very salty.
A very awkward silence
Oh,
follows this
salt.
revelation of too much information. I'll go and check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me.
Wow.
Guess we're not romancing her.
She's not an option.
Oh, she's not?
Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you.
My first
Every time
impression was
saying
right.
that.
The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spine of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. Do you have a complaint, Logan?
Details!
This is a visual novel. There will be details everywhere. I swear there will be more in the
I'm
sex
gonna
scenes.
die.
There will be more details than dialogue.
God
In a
damn
few
it.
moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A
Wait a sec.
library.
It's been 2 hours and we've made like 3 choices.
Stuff happens more quickly, and stuff happens more quickly later on.
This is exposition.
This is a lot of exposition.
It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lillian snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about that just puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks, set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd students sitting at a desk either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted.
Why do you need to stealthily sleep here when you can just go back to your room and sleep?
So you can pretend you're studying?
What?
Why
Okay.
does that matter?
No, see, they're practicing ninjas.
They're practicing for ninjas so they can sleep in class.
Little do we know this is actually a school for ninjas.
Blind
The
ninjas.
disabled
Best kind of
ninjas.
ninjas.
Disabled ninjas.
Disabled ninjas. A
Go,
plus.
make the
girl.
game.
As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of several beanbags. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier.
Her face looks really fucked up.
Tony,
Tony, will you shut up?
she's reading a
That's not
book,
something
keeping
you
it
say.
close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head.
Why?
Shut up. Logan.
Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl.
By the way, say hello to romanceable girl.
Hi, romanceable girl.
I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else.
Why does
Class-
everyone have the same cup size?
She's classmate after all.
Because then we would be biased if they weren't.
No,
Oh.
you haven't met the characters with smaller cup sizes.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck them.
Cough, Emmy, cough.
Rin too.
Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third, if not a half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second I am shocked, and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember what I walked up her for.
So what are we gonna do, guys? Are we going to introduce ourselves, or are we going to apologize for startling her? Everybody say it as
Apologize
well.
for startling.
Apologize.
What do you think, Gab?
Be
This has
some
nothing to
suave
do with Emmy,
motherfuckers.
so...
Yeah. I mean, if I just immediately startled someone, I would say sorry. Instead of
Alright.
just kind of jumping to the subject and just kind of ignoring that.
Has
So,
it been decided?
are you guys using the last one then?
Yes.
Brad?
I would say introduce myself, but I can't go against this many votes, so apologize.
Alright.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
This is you, Gab.
Oh yeah. It's okay.
The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seems to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods just a little.
Okay.
Okay, senpai.
I take the seat next to her,
Same fucking
and she
class as
hides
you.
herself behind her book. Life of Pi. Huh, never heard of it.
God damn it. I certainly
So-
have way too
Sorry
much.
Sorry again for starting you. I'm Hisao. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the same class.
Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible, even in this recording.
No wonder.
Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong.
Hanako. Hanako.
I resist the urge to say, that's a nice name, just to have something to say. But really, it's the only thing that I can think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different from each other, and here I am being all bothered and fussed about that kind of thing. Don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books if you don't mind. She nods a little, and sighs a little sigh of relief.
Bitch.
So I try to read the covers of the introductions to the book I had picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes us. My eyes still wander to her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scars it's hiding. After a while, I realize that she's doing the same, only pretending to immerse in the life of Pi. Her gaze is not
What's-
inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, the chain reaction is unstoppable.
Make out.
She stands up forcefully from the beanbag and takes a deep breath.
I
I
I've got to do something.
Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter.
I got. Is she doing more like, I gotta go do something.
Did you? Is that like the only line you ever planned?
That's the only line. That's the only line that's planned.
Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she's nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past here?
Blah. Maybe. What did she look like?
Long dark hair, kind of shy. She had, some scars on her face.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something.
Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try and find her.
Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time.
Right, I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing. I was just looking for some books and then she got this fit and ran off. I told you we should have introduced ourselves. The most offending thing I could think of was that I might have looked in her general direction a few times.
Oh no! Not looking at her general direction a few times. Well, she's a very timid girl. You have to be very careful around her. She can be very jumpy, I think. And she's not accustomed to talking with other people.
Red, I don't think it
By the
actually
way, Brad,
mattered.
by the way, Brad, that was you actually made the better choice there.
We did or
Oh.
he did?
You guys did.
Oh, okay.
In the other one, she gets scared off immediately.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Isn't that a bit strange?
I wonder. It's just how she is, I think.
Yuko doesn't sound at all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else I wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony.
Why is he saying this out loud?
Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it.
I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way.
I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. Makes me smile, and she blushes heavily.
What? Did that sound stupid?
Is she really not romanceable?
No, she's not romanceable.
No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us had anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desks really like doing that.
Maybe it's just because you watch
Okay, I
them
have
every
papers
single
here. I'll do that
time.
right now.
Continue.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you.
Oh, yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside where the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter.
Wow, you read a lot, don't you?
I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill the time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me.
It's not the only thing she's checking out.
I guess this is what they call tact.